So today I want to talk about something really interesting to me, and that's the topic of talent doesn't matter. Obsession is what matters. And what's really interesting about this is that in general, talent does not matter whatsoever. And what I mean by that is this. You can be talented at anything in life. You can be talented at any hobby or anything that you love. But talent isn't what gets you there. It's how obsessed you get with that specific thing. And I want to talk about that a little bit today. Because I think for a lot of people, we harp on the talent aspect. For example, some people will say things like, hey, I can't sing well, I'm not a good actor, I'm not a good video editor, I'm not good at content creation, I'm not good at this game. That doesn't fucking matter. Some of the most successful people in the world had nothing. They had no talent at things that they became debatably the best at the world in. But what they had is an obsession with it. And you can look at this in multiple different facets. You can look at this with sports, you can look at this with musicians, you can look at this with content creators. These are people that in a lot of cases had no fucking talent, but what they had is an obsession. And one of the biggest examples of that is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was not great at basketball. He was rejected from his high school basketball varsity team. And the dude went on to become literally undebatable the greatest player of all time in basketball. To this day, he's untouched and unmatched in records. It comes from a place of obsession. I tell myself that every single fucking day. When I wake up and I'm working on a new project or I'm working on a new life advice, no matter what it may be, when I wake up and I tell myself that today is going to be the day or I'm going to keep working on this, it isn't because I'm some cocky prick that thinks that I'm the best at making these fucking videos. I know that I'm not. But I care, and I'm passionate, and I'm obsessed with it. And that's what I tell myself whenever I'm getting into something new or I'm trying to build my career, is that I can come into this knowing everything that there is to know about video editing. I can come into this knowing everything there is to know about psychology. I can come into this knowing everything that there is to know about life. That doesn't mean that I'm good at it. What happens is that when you become obsessed, it takes over your life. And when it takes over your life, it's all what you can think about. And when it's all what you can think about, you will fucking improve like you would never believe. But the issue with the talent is that talent you can't necessarily build upon. Talent is this thing where you're kind of sort of naturally born with it, is sort of how that whole thing is structured. And I don't think that people realize that when they say you're talented or you have a gift. You're not that way. And I think that it's important to remember that literally obsession is going to carry you. And when I think about some of the most successful people in this world, people that were told you're not going to be shit, knew deep down that they could be it. And not because they had some deep fucking talent that they had to unlock. It took over their whole life. They chased that fucking dream. When you look at so many musicians, right? You look at somebody like Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll became obsessed with music. It became his life in multiple different instances. When he was in prison, when he was incarcerated, when he got out of prison, when he had his daughter, he had multiple aspects of his life come together. Not because he was naturally talented, but because he became obsessed with music. He became obsessed with becoming someone that his daughter could look up to and be proud of. He became somebody that he knew people would love and that other people would become obsessed with. Find what you're passionate about. Don't find the thing that you're naturally the best at. If you have a dream that you want to chase and you want to fucking get it, find that thing that you're obsessed with and chase that specific thing. When I found my thing, I chased it. I chased it. I chased it. I chased it. I still chased it every single morning because I am still not there. I've not helped enough people in this world. I've not done everything that I want to do on this earth. And I tell myself that every single morning. And when I journal and I write down my goals and I work on these things that I really want to improve on in the next year, I tell myself this, that I'm going to become more obsessed. I'm going to get to the point where I do not want to fucking quit. I already am at that point where when I wake up and I hit record on this fucking microphone and I'm working my ass off, I'm getting the best footage I can, I'm learning as much as I can about SEO, I'm learning as much as I can about the internet and content creation as much as possible, myself, other people around me. When I learn about these things, I become more and more obsessed by the day. I fall in love with it more and more every single waking moment that I think about it. When I'm sitting down to eat a meal and I'm listening to a podcast about how to be a better public speaker, is that I'm working to become more obsessed because I'm chasing something that I will never give up on, something that I've told myself that I'm going to get, something that I've told myself will never leave my grasp. And when you tell yourself that, you're able to get a lot of fucking shit done. And you always will when you find that obsession and you decide that this is going to be the one thing that I chase after for the rest of my goddamn life. Because here's one of the major issues with people that fall into this trap of talent. A lot of people that fall into the trap of talent will believe that they are at the peak of their abilities. That's not true. If you're naturally good at something, you can only go up. And when you can only go up, you need to chase it. But a lot of people that are naturally talented have been told that they're naturally talented at something. When I started this shit, not this series, but when I started YouTube, I was told that I wasn't good at this. I was told that I had so much to learn. And hearing that come out of people's mouths, some people that I loved, some people, there were small things that people would say to me that would build up. And it became this obsession to prove them wrong. And one of the major moments is my mom. My mom said something one day while I was showing her a project or something like that, and she said, "Wow, you're kind of getting okay at this stuff." And when I heard that, it didn't make me feel defeated. It didn't make me feel, oh my God, I'm improving and I can give up now. It made me feel I'm going to work my fucking ass off to change that answer. And I did. I have dedicated my life to this shit, right? I've dedicated so much of my time to it. And I want you to do the same. I want you to feel that you have that opportunity because everybody does. Everybody has this opportunity to not focus on the negatives and to simply chase their obsession. You can do it. I know that you can fucking do it. This is no better time in the world to change who you are and to chase your obsession. I want you to start chasing it. Chase it every single day. Figure out what it takes to be the best at what you want to do and learn everything you can about it. Because here's the other thing. 99% of people are working less hard than you right now. And no matter what you think of that, if people are more famous than you, people are more popular than you, people are better than you, the goal isn't to be, well, they're better than me, I'm gonna give the fuck up. They're probably not gonna work as hard as you're gonna work. Get the fuck up and get started. Learn what it's gonna take to achieve your goal today, like genuinely. And that's where I started. When I wanted to get into this, I looked at what people that were successful were doing. What were they doing? What made them stand out? What made them different? And I learned very quickly that it wasn't very much different from me. And then I decided from that day on, I'm going to chase this. And it doesn't matter what people say to you. It doesn't matter what they say in your ear. What you're gonna do is you are going to get obsessed and you are going to run. You are going to chase. You are never going to give up. You are going to fucking sprint. You are never gonna work less hard than them. You are only ever gonna outpace them. You are only going to work harder, faster, beyond what they could ever fucking imagine themselves getting to. And you, my friend, are going to be the person at the top. You are going to be the person that stands out and creates something different, becomes the one that's successful, becomes the one that proved everybody wrong, that just because you're naturally good at something doesn't mean that you can't improve, doesn't mean that you can't achieve your goals, doesn't mean that you can't be the person that you aspire to be. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I just kind of wanted to come on and talk about that a little bit today. And I know that I was very excited and very vocal, but it's something that I'm very passionate about. And I remind people all the time when they tell me that they feel that they're not talented or that they're not good at something, as I like to remind them that you just need to get fucking obsessed. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you were interested in this content, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that like button, and feel free to join our Discord. There's a link down in the description. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope that you have a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.